Hey, Bayek, it's me, and in today's video, well, I'm continuing my look at classic Doctor Who. Yes, I love classic Doctor Who, as you know. So this is The Mark of the Rani from 1985. Previously, we'd had Vengeance on Varos, and the next one will be The Two Doctors. Yes. So this is season 22, and it's the third story. It was transmitted on the 2nd and 9th of February 1985. It's written by Pip and Jane Baker, who also were the writing credits in The Trial of the Time Lord, parts 9 to 12, which was Terror of the Vervoids, and also part 14, The Ultimate Foe. So that's their credits for Doctor Who. And it was also directed by Sarah Hellings. She didn't direct any more Doctor Who's, and career as a director is in TV series and TV films. Now it's the usual script editor, of course, Eric Saywood, and produced by John Nathan Turner again. He's effectively the showrunner. Now, the music is by Jonathan Gibbs, who had done the scores for The King's Demon 1983, Warriors of the Deep 1984, and, of course, Vengeance on Varos 1985. Now, there's quite a bit of locations which really add to this story. The whole look again. When Doctor Who does locations, it's great, and they were really lucky. This is the Bliss Hill Open Air Museum, Ironbridge, yes, in Shropshire, and also Coalport China Works Museum, Coalport, Telford, Shropshire. Absolutely brilliant. It works so well. They're so lucky when they do this that it just elevates the whole episode. Absolutely wonderful. And to get a location like this, well, what can you say? It's great. It's always a pleasure to watch a story that looks visually great when they've gone on location. Wonderful. This is what I mean. Doctor Who is so good, isn't it? So enjoyable. So let's go through the cast. We've got Colin Baker, of course, as the Sixth Doctor. Nicola Bryant as Perry, love Perry. We've got Anthony Ainley, yes, as the Master. You gotta love him as well. Then we have got Kate O'Mara, who plays the Rani, who is effectively, she is a female Time Lord, who's like the Master, a renegade, you could say. Yes, her purposes are very set. She's very scientific, and that's what she's obsessed with, the science of all this. So very different approach than the Master, but she's very, very focused, and of course, we can say she's a bit of a baddie. Nothing gets in her way, but it's really great. It's good to see this character. So Kate Amara is an interesting actress. She was in some Hammer films. Captain Clegg, 1962. Also, she was in Corruption, 1968. She was in Great Catherine, 1968. And she was, of course, notoriously in The Vampire Lovers, 1970. Ingrid Pitt film, very notorious for a Hammer. She was also in The Horror of Frankenstein, 1970. She was in The Tamarind Seed, 1974. And she was in The Road to Ithala, 1999. That was her last film. But when you look at Kate Amara, she is a massive TV star, really. She was in so many TV series and TV films. What a great career she had. Really fantastic. Amazing. Then we've got Terence Alexander, who plays Lord Ravensworth. A face I think you, could easily recognise. I think that is because he was so well known in the TV series Bergerac. Yes, Bergerac between 1981 to 1991. Massive big hit for the BBC, that series was. He was, interestingly enough, had some great film appearances. He was in The Bulldog Breed, 1960. He was in Carry On Regardless, 1961. He was in The Intelligence Man, 1965, Morecambe Wise film. He was in Waterloo, which I absolutely love, Waterloo, 1970. He was in The Vault of Horror, an anthology horror series films, 1973. He was in The Day of the Jackal, 1973. And his last film that he did was Seven Dials Mystery, 1981. Tremendous actor. Absolutely wonderful. This is the caliber of actors that were attracted to doing Doctor Who. Everybody wants to do Doctor Who. Then we've got Gordon Granger, who plays George Stevenson. He was a Scottish actor, but a playwright and screenwriter. So he was very much a writer. And again, it's a lot of TV series and TV films. Then there's Peter Charles, who plays Jack Ward. Now, he was very well known in the TV series Minder, which ran from 1979 to 1994. He played Detective Sergeant Ronnie Rycott. So that was an established role there for a very long time, and that's what he's recognised for, that role. So that is the cast. So what is this about? Well, it's set in the mining village of Killingworth, in northeast England. You do notice a bit of Geordie accents there. It's in the 19th century, and of course the renegade Time Lords. I love saying renegade. Yes, renegade Time Lords. The Master and the Rani are involved in this story. Now, the Rani, she's doing an experiment. She's extracting this chemical from human brains, as you do, of course, and it's all part of her experimenting around. What it is that she's got a very much as a scientific approach to being a baddie. And then we've got the Master, and they team up together. They decide they're going to join together in their way to put through their plans, and of course get rid of the Doctor, which you do, because they're both not very keen on the Doctor. He's always spoiling their plans. What the Master is, of course, he always loves doing this, interfering in human history and humans generally, at various points in time. It could go in the future as well, in the past. So what he's doing is he's gathering together the great minds, the great intelligences, humans, of the Industrial Revolution. And he's bringing them all together. So that's why we get George Stephenson, of course, mentioned. And, well, George Stephenson, he's in it. He's in it. We've got him as a character. But it's just bringing all these people together. And he can use them to make Earth, take over the Earth, yes, with their intelligence, and use it as one of his bases, as they do with these. They always want to take over the Earth, don't they? And of course, the Doctor and Perry land, as you know, they do. As you know, the TARDIS gets taken off through, as usual. It's going along somewhere, and it doesn't end up there. How many times has that happened in Doctor Who? We get the wonderful story of the Doctor, of course, coming in and doing what he's doing as a character. As I say, his relationship with Perry is now much better, and Perry's great. She is so good, and she doesn't put up with any nonsense, and she's just good. She's a very bold character, and knows exactly what she's doing. She's not a weak, screaming character, which is often been a stereotype of Doctor Who. Though we have, as I say, with certainly over recent years, in this period, that we're getting stronger female characters. I think in many ways it started, I think, with Sarah Jane. Though I think Jo, for various reasons, I still think it's a very strong character. But Sarah Jane was the one, and from that we've seen some great female characters who really stand up in many ways to the Doctor as well, and do that thing. And I think Perry is a good story. She speaks her mind as well, but she's very already. The relationship between her now and the Doctor is great. It's a great relationship. Clearly, he's moved on from that very first episode, as we saw in the Twin Dilemma, and she's kind of get used to him, and he definitely is much more comfortable with her, and he clearly is starting to care for her as well, as he does with his companions, and that is great to see. I love that in this episode, seeing that. It has had its criticisms, this episode, I know. In fact, as often with Colin Baker stories, it seems to just attack criticism, even if there are a lot of pluses in this. And I think there is. I think if you take this story, I love the history. I love history, as you know, maybe. And this is great. It's a great idea, a great period in history to look at. Very important, that transition to the Industrial Revolution period. And of course, we've got George Stephenson. I mean, what more can you ask from this story? Love it, absolutely love it. Location, as I said, is great. Looks fantastic. The actors are great in this. I know some people again have said it. Kate O'Mara, what a brilliant character. She establishes the Rani straight away, and you're thinking, yeah, we want to see more of the Rani. Definitely. Oh yeah, this is good. And again, I'm being very positive about Colin Baker. I think it's a real treasure to come back now to some of these stories and really appreciate them. So the history is great in this. Everybody's great. Seems to be enjoying themselves. It looks fantastic. What more can you ask? There it. There's my review. There. I have gone on a bit, but I said before I go, I'll just show you this. There it is up very close. You've seen that, but there we are. And there's the back. And there's a really good documentary on here, which of course you'll see gets expanded even more. But there we are. Look at that nice illustration on here. And this nice leaflet. As I always say every week, I do love these DVDs. They're a real treasure to me. And then, of course, I've got these. I always say, these are wonderful, aren't they? Absolutely treasure. And of course, they've got even more in-depth documentaries and everything about it. The making of this story. Fantastic. Colin Baker in here. You really, when you watch this, you start to appreciate him a lot more. And because I must admit, I'm one of those people who perhaps was not as keen on Colin Baker, but when you start to look now in retrospect, you realise, yeah, there's some good stuff here, and it's so much better than what we've had recently on the modern Doctor Who. Yeah, this is good stuff. Really enjoy it, and this is an absolute treat. Yeah, and that's it. Yes. So if you're new to our channel, please subscribe, because then look in the playlists and you can see all the reviews I've done of Doctor Who. I've done a lot of reviews, but I do all TV shows, TV series, I do a lot of film reviews as well, and sometimes a bit of music and things about collecting, all that kind of stuff. And that's it. And if you like this video, please give the video a like. If you give this video a like, it gets it out to YouTube so other people might enjoy it. And if you have any comments, put your comments down and I'll always answer them. I love to read your comments. And that's it. So all I've got to say is, I'll see thee again.